Hey, my people. So it is time again for cooking with a retired professional chef.
That's you. Yeah, we know.
That's me! So, my little miniature poodle, what are we doing today?
Part 2 of jerky.
Part 2 of jerky. Now, I do want to say that this has been longer sitting than I had planned. We'd planned on having it sit for 24 hours, and it has been 48. But life happens. And it won't hurt anything. It's not going to do anything to affect really the jerky. It's going to go to a certain point, and then it's going to stop. You can, to cure meat, like if you're going to cure like Canadian bacon or something like that, it takes usually over a week. So this isn't a big deal. She left. So we have our spicy, our barbecue, and our teriyaki. Fine, sweet, and spicy. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain each one of them, and I'll show you what else to do then. So I do want to point out these 3 pieces of meat. This is the sweet and spicy one. Now this is why it's very important for you to go in every few hours and mix your meat. Because of some situations going on here, that didn't happen. So you'll notice how it's dark all the way around the edges, but in the center is still really red in these 2 pieces. That's because meat that touches meat like this, so it has like a really hard connection, can't let the cure get into it. So the marinade and the cure did not get into those sections. It's still fine, still edible, it's still perfectly fine. But this is why it's important to stir it. Now you notice on this one, it's brown pretty much all the way through. Now on this side, there's a red spot there and a small red spot there, and that's where it made contact with other meat. The only thing this is really going to do is affect the taste. There might be some places that, if they are really bright red, will not be as flavorful as the darker spots. But it won't affect the dehydration or the cook any. So,
Hey, Nana, can you do the barbecue one?
Sure. Let's do the barbecue one.
So there's 2 ways to prepare your meat. You can leave it wet, or you can dry it off.
Now, I'm kind of in between. I don't like it completely dry because I think it can make it leathery and a little less tasteful. Tasty. But if you leave it completely wet, it can become gummy. So I'm going to place it between some paper towels and just lightly damp it off. But I see how it's still glistening? I want it a little wet. So we have the meat shingled out on the racks so that they're not touching each other. So these are going in my dehydrator, air fryer, and rotisserie oven, 165 degrees for 2 hours. In 2 hours, these are not going to be done. We will rotate our racks and go for another 2 hours and go from there.